Have you ever been at a party where something felt off? Too many people. The music too loud. You feel like something bad could happen at any moment. Everyone yelling over each other to be heard, and all you want to do is go home and crawl in bed. That's what social media has felt like for me. I've always felt outside of it, just watching. Like many of us, I had a problem. I'd use my phone to escape any uncomfortable situation, and I'd reach into my pocket and start scrolling. Social media can take over your life if you let it. I knew I was addicted to it. 10 years ago, I made a change. I decided to leave the party. I needed to breathe. I needed to get away from the noise. I deleted all my accounts. I went off the grid. What I learned over the past decade might surprise you. It wasn't a straight journey to the decision I made to return, to make a deal with this devil. This is the story of why I left social media, what I learned in that time, and why I have decided to come back after all these years. Hello everyone, I'm Josh David. This is my 6th video on YouTube. If you're new here, this channel, it's about reclaiming a creative life and hopefully inspiring others to do the same. If you like this content, consider hitting the like button and subscribing. It would really go a long way to helping the channel grow. As always, thank you for being here. So today's video is about my complicated relationship to social media. I used to reach for my phone every couple minutes. I couldn't read a book or watch a movie without finding my phone in my hand. I'd be at dinner with friends and just notice everyone on their phones, no one communicating with each other at all. It became a compulsion. I'd find myself in bed at night just scrolling and scrolling. My attention span was at its worst. I had trouble focusing. It's not even like I was drawing any inspiration from it. It was completely mindless. I knew that something had to change. I had to start spending my time better. My entire life, I've had this longing inside me to be creative. I've dabbled here and there with music, art, photography, but I never had the time and the motivation to do the necessary work to actually get good at those things. Seeing people on social media pursuing those endeavors, it shined a light on the lies I was telling myself. I'd see people living their best lives, the life that I wanted, creating beautiful works of art and traveling the world. They made time to live. I didn't. But seeing those people, it showed me it could be done. If it could be done, and I wasn't doing it, then what did that say about me? I've never had an interest in showing myself off to the world. I love to create, but sharing the things I create, that's always been hard for me. Seeing other people do it so freely without worrying about what other people thought of them, it seemed to me to border on delusion. But now I know the truth. I was jealous. I was jealous of the freedom they had access to that I didn't possess within me. I'd find myself consuming content mindlessly, hearing people with beautiful singing voices, seeing the works of art they create, attractive people with perfect skin and perfect bodies. I just didn't feel like I fit in that world. I've always just observed, but all the observing wasn't doing me any good. It just made me feel worse about myself. I felt guilty for my inability to open up. I felt talentless. I told myself I needed a break. That break ended up being longer than I ever expected. I wish I could say getting off social media was like the key to everything in my life, that it changed me completely. It didn't fix everything, but it did have its upsides. When I first got off social media, I'd find myself waking up in the morning, grabbing my phone and just looking around and realizing that all the apps that I previously had to check weren't on my phone anymore. I could wake up, get out of bed, make coffee. My attention started to be in the real world. I was able to live in the now. I no longer had hours of my life that I'll never remember, just scrolling on my phone, looking for nothing in particular to provide a hit of dopamine. I started reading more books, watching more movies. I found other ways to spend my time. I had no reason anymore to check my phone every 5 minutes. Instead of relying on social media to keep up with friends, I would actually text them, call them. Social media makes you feel like you're keeping up with people, like you're in their life, but it's all just a lie. Seeing their life on a phone screen, it's not the same thing as keeping in touch. I stopped needing to compare myself to the extent that I was before. I wasn't constantly being bombarded by information, advice, political content. I found a peace during those years that's hard to describe to someone who hasn't lived it. It wasn't all good though. The people that I didn't call, didn't text, those people were completely out of my life now. I lost touch with so many people. It was a high price to pay, but at the time, it was a trade-off that needed to happen in order to have peace in my life. Sometimes I'd feel out of the loop. The memes, the trends, the pop culture. I'd have to sit out of conversations at work. I'd be lost when people would use certain terms, certain slang. I felt like I was 60 and I was still in my late 20s, early 30s. I used getting off social media as a way to hide from the world. At the time, I had gained a bunch of weight, and then COVID hit, and I gained even more. I felt bad about myself. I knew everyone else's lives were moving forward, and mine just felt so stagnant. People I knew were getting married and having kids, and here I was just going to work every day, not building a life, nothing to show for it, not creating, not living. I was just going through the motions. I was ashamed I wasn't contributing to anything. I silenced myself because of that shame. The truth is that I was hiding from the world. I didn't want people to see me. I didn't want witnesses to the life I was living. If no one was there to see the life I was living, then I didn't have to face it. I used getting off social media to avoid taking part in the world. But being seen gives us a reason to better ourselves. I removed that reason, and I sank deeper into my bad habits. 10 years went by like that. So what's changed? This year, I told myself enough is enough. I can't live in the shadows anymore. I can't live under a rock. I want to create things. I have to create things. And I want to share the things I create. That's not the whole point. I want to create things for the sake of creating things. But every artist knows that art needs an audience. It's a communal experience. I went off the grid and I told myself that creating wasn't for me. I stopped painting. I stopped playing music. I stopped trying. I wasn't happy. I'm 36 now, but I know that it's not too late for me. But I also know I'm not getting any younger. If I'm gonna change the way I live, the way that I see the world, it's gotta happen now. I still have my apprehensions about social media. I know that it can still consume so much of my time. I know that it's unhealthy for me to check the analytics and the view counts. I'm making a deal with the devil though. Since I started this creative journey, I got back on Instagram, Substack, this YouTube channel. I'm back on all the platforms that I once blamed for all my problems. The platforms still have problems. They haven't changed, but I have. I've grown up a lot in that time. I know that I need some guardrails, but I have more self-control now. I had to change my mindset, and it took me 10 years to do that. I know that I choose how to spend my time. I don't have to mindlessly scroll like I used to. I can use social media to share myself with the world. I can interact with like-minded creators without feeling jealous. I can learn from others without comparing myself to them. I can draw inspiration instead of harboring negative feelings. I'm more mature. I'm older. Now I see social media as a tool. It's a tool for me to start to re-enter the world. Today I wake up and I don't feel the anxiety that I would have 10 years ago when I think about other people. I've gotten more confident in myself. I've made major changes in my life. I lost weight. I have goals. I stopped living every day on repeat. I am on a journey to create things. I am on a journey to share myself. I'm not afraid of social media anymore. I'm not afraid of myself. I'm not afraid of others. I don't know if all of this will work out. I don't know if I'll ever find an audience. That's not the point. This is the point. Not just romanticizing a version of my life that I want, but living it. After all these years of staying home, today is the day. I'm returning to the party, and I'm ready to dance.